Hey, this is Faith. Today I'd like to talk about the devil. This is a card that freaks people out who have been indoctrinated in the Christian worldview. The devil is viewed as a force outside of us and projected onto other people. However, archetypal psychology would view the devil as the shadow side of ourselves, which we project onto other people. Qualities about ourselves that we don't like. The hidden parts of ourselves, our animal nature in this culture of ours where the material world is often devalued. Our bodies are seen as unholy. And all of this is pushed into the shadow. And when things are pushed into the shadow, they often erupt in horrible ways. We see this with priests being sexual abusers, for example. And the shadow, however, also contains those parts of ourselves that we have not accepted, that are good, that are useful. The part of ourselves that is bigger and shinier than we believe we have a right to be. The creative parts of ourselves can often get shoved down there as well. This is our animal nature. So let's look at this, the devil card and the lovers. Can I fit them both? Here we go. So these two cards are mirrors of each other. The split between the spiritual and material world can be shown here. We have the lovers with the asexual angel. And here we have the devil. And this card was produced during patriarchy, obviously, because the devil should have breasts. In my opinion, this should be Baphomet, who has huge tits and a huge cock. So we go from complete asexuality to hypersexuality. Yeah, two sides of the same coin. Now, the devil card is showing these two figures chained, and this indicates that that's how the shadow operates. Our animal desires, if we don't consciously acknowledge them, enslave us to our vices. I have a real life example of that. I was an alcoholic for 20 years, and I was enslaved to alcohol, absolutely. And the way that I broke those chains was to acknowledge and love that part of myself. It wasn't until I was able to do that that I made any progress. I'd like to show you something else here. So the devil has his hands in a position that means as above, so below. This is also that position of the hands of the magician card. So the magician here is skillfully wielding the four elements, not suppressing the material, not exalting it, but holding it in balance with the spiritual, using all these tools together to create a life of meaning and integrity. That the word integrity can be talking about integrating the shadow. That's what Carl Jung called it, integration. And that is my advice to anyone who would get this card in a reading, is to get to know your demons, reclaim your projections. Whatever pisses you off about someone else, something inside of you is mirroring that. This does not mean act out your hideous urges. It means get to know them, express them through art, through journaling, through any number of ways. You can get to know them, reclaim their power for yourself. so that it doesn't use you. That's what I have to say about the devil. If you would like to get a reading with me, please send me a message or go check out my Etsy store. The link is in my nope. Or support me on Patreon. I have a Patreon, and that is the link that is in my Instagram bio. Thanks.